Hi, this is John Logar. Today I'd like to talk to you about 5 ways to grow your business. Now, by making some subtle changes in the way or the key focus turnover drivers of your business, you can make a significant impact on your bottom line net profit. So what I'd like to show you are some ways by just focusing on those turnover drivers, you can significantly increase your profitability, and also you can double the size of your business very quickly. So, for example, by making some small changes in your marketing mix, you can make a big difference in your turnover. And what I've done is put a very small table up here just to give you an example. If I wanted to increase my leads or the number of opportunities for sales in my business, I would look at testing my advertising methods. I would look at my telemarketing strategies in terms of targeting the right customers. I would look at direct response campaigns or direct mail targeting new customers in specific niche markets. Referral strategies, looking at ways of setting up systems where I can get my existing clients to refer more new customers to me. Networking strategies, where I expose myself to like-minded individuals through networks or social networks. Trade shows is a very quick way to generate more leads. Or I would look at internet marketing strategies to generate more leads in terms of opportunities for sales. Now, getting more leads is probably one of the easiest things you can do. The next thing where I would focus my efforts on would be changing my conversion rates. Now, to give you a perspective, if I wanted to increase my conversion of sales, and let's say my sales I was selling, say, 2 in 10, which is a 20% conversion rate, to get that to 3 in 10, which would be a 30% conversion rate, if I just focused on measuring my conversion rates, all of a sudden my conversion to sales would increase. If you measure your salespeople's conversion rates from inquiry to sale, you will see a significant increase in their sales process. Setting targets, better quoting in terms of the way that you deliver your prospects quotes and proposals or tenders that are more inclined to enable them to make that decision to go ahead and purchase your product or service. So by doing some very simple conversion strategies, you can dramatically improve or increase the number of sales and certainly revenue in your business. The other key area is the average sale. If you increase the average sale within your business by either things like increasing prices, cross-selling and upselling your services, adding value with other products and services, or packaging them together so that you can increase the dollar value of the revenue that your customers spend in your business, that every dollar that you increase the average sale by adds a significant increase. Even if you increase your prices by 5 to 10%, that price increase goes directly to your bottom line net profit. It makes a significant impact on your profitability. And the other key area where a lot of companies tend to fall down is frequency. How often can I get my customers to buy from me, or how often can I get them to come back again and again and again? So you've got to look at things like putting in nurturing strategies or retention strategies where you're communicating with your customers on a regular basis and updating them and engaging them to take up more of your products and services. You need to reward your customers. Running rewards and incentives programs are a great way to build loyalty from your customer base. It's also a great way to add more value and certainly add more revenue to the company. Now, what I've done is I've actually put together a formula, the 5 ways to grow your business, by using some of the things that I just spoke about and applying those strategies and ideas and focusing them in on those key turnover drivers. So if we look at the formula of the number of leads multiplied by your conversion rate equals the number of customers that you would generate in your business, and if you multiply the number of customers by the average sale or spend that those customers have by their frequency of purchase, of how often they purchase your product or service in a year, that will equal your turnover figure. So if I was to put some figures to this, and let's say we had an imaginary business here. Let's say we had a business that had 5,000 lead opportunities in the course of the year. The conversion rate is 20%, so your closing ratio is 1 in 5, which means that this particular business has 1,000 customers. Now, if the average sale for this business was $500, and the number of times a customer may come back in a year is 2 times, the turnover of this business is $1 million. Now, if I was to make some subtle changes in increasing the number of leads by doing some advertising or direct response purely by 20%, or if I was doing targeted mailing referral systems and strategies, very important. With a bit of sales training and conversion measurement, let's say I increase my conversion rate by 5%. And if I had, basically by those two things, if I increase my average dollar sale, so if I cross-sold, upsold, or if I even increase my prices by 10%, I could add 10% to the bottom line net through my average dollar sale. And if 1 in 10 customers I could get to come back back one more time, that would be a 10% increase as well. Okay, so if I put some figures to this, by increasing my leads by 20%, I would increase my leads up to 6,000 leads. With an increase from 20% to 25%, which is going from a 1 in 5 conversion rate to a 1 in 4 conversion rate, all of a sudden this adds 1,500 customers into my database in that course of the year. That's a 50% increase in customers just by increasing my leads by 20% and increasing my conversion rates from 20% to 25%. That's 1,500 customers. Now, if I increase my prices by that 10% mark, or I added value or upsold or cross-sold my customers, I should be able to get the average customer to spend $550. And by nurturing and retaining and creating offers and encouraging customers to come back more often, if I conservatively allowed or thought that only 1 in 10 of my customers came back another time, which means that I'd be increasing my frequency by 2.2. My turnover will be a staggering 1,815,000 by making those small adjustments. That is an increase of 81% in turnover. Now, if I didn't do all of those things but only did some of those things, if I just increased the number of customers by 10%, so from 1,000 customers to 1,100 customers, and I increased my average dollar spend by 10%, and I increased my frequency by 10%, and didn't worry about lead generation and increasing leads, and didn't worry about increasing conversion, just by putting 10% more customers, 10% average dollar sale, and a 10% increase in frequency, I would increase my bottom line net profit by 61% by making those 3 changes in my business. It's phenomenal. I'll re-qualify that. I should be able to increase my, yes, it is 61% increase in sales, in net bottom line net profit, by making a 10% increase in number of customers, 10% increase in the average sale, and a 10% increase in frequency. So you can see by making some very small adjustments or focusing in on some key turnover drivers, you can make a significant impact on your bottom line net profit. If you'd like to have access to more articles, marketing strategies, business development and personal development ideas, share this video and pick up your resources at www.johnlogar.blogspot.com. And I'll see you on the next video.